I have chosen peace in the interest of River State. With those words, Governor Fubara has broke his silence and reaffirmed his commitment to reconciliation amid ongoing tensions with former Governor Wike. Speaking during a public engagement, Governor Fubara emphasized that political disagreements must not derail governance or jeopardize the welfare of Rivers residents. Observers view his remarks as a crucial step towards resolving political friction that has threatened to stall development efforts in the state. Let's share the story with you.
After over a year of public discord, the two key figures in Rivers State's political crisis have taken steps to mend fences, and things seem to be slowly returning to normal. Governor Fubara's presence at the burial ceremony of Nyesom Wike's uncle is a strong indication that both leaders have chosen to put their differences aside and move forward. The governor attended another event to update his supporters and address their concerns about the future. Again, he emphasized that sustaining peace in Rivers State is top priority and there is no price too big to achieve this.
I did say that there is no price that is too big to pay for peace. I meant it, and I am still ready to follow it to the end. Nobody can take away the role my other played. That's the truth. And if today there is need for us to settle, please, anyone who genuinely believes in me should understand that it is the right thing to do.
Governor Fubara lamented that months of crisis has hindered the progress of his administration, especially in the area of infrastructure development.
Look at the projects that we initiated. Big roads have been abandoned. Look at other things that we initiated. Without this crisis, by now I know where we are. We know the progress we have recorded. We know areas that would have been developed in these things better than what it is today. So there is need for this peace.
Governor Fubara assured his supporters that the recent reconciliation effort was backed by his political family, and he promised to continue protecting the interests of those who stood by him during the crisis. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
All right, gentlemen, there you have it. But I mean, they say when it comes to politics, nothing is sacrosanct. Gentlemen, do we proceed with caution? BKO.
Well, I am confident that Fubara has picked up exemplary lessons from this whole affair. If he cannot learn from this, then he will never learn again in his life. Nigerians will push you to the edge of a cliff. They will tell you to take a plunge. When you take a plunge, you are on your own. During this period, the National Assembly, they had to vote whether to agree with the president on the matter of a state of emergency. People are making so much noise. Oh, voice vote is illegal. They shouldn't have used voice vote to decide such a crucial matter. PDP governors are going to court. They mentioned the matter of voice vote. That it shouldn't have been voice vote. If I'm truly for you, we die there. Oh.
Yes.
None of the people who go around extorting money from Fubara in the National Assembly, none of them said nay. I can't forget, because we dismiss issues easily in our country, that nobody who supported this man in the National Assembly, a lot of them were granting interviews, speaking way above their pay grade. None of them said nay. It's significant. Yes, we will have wanted then to put the thing to vote without a resort to a voice vote. But the fact that it was voice vote that they use, does not stop a person who made up his mind to stand on his conviction to say, nay.
I'm sure the government must have felt betrayed.
Yes, I'm sure. If he cannot feel betrayed, then nothing else will make him feel betrayed. And before Fubara agreed to surrender, because this is a surrender, let's not deceive ourselves. Wow. Before Fubara decided to surrender, he had seen that he had reached the end of the road. The lawmakers will have impeached him easily. They will have impeached him. Because if you read the judgment of the Supreme Court, the judgment of the Supreme Court literally affirmed that he had abused his office and that he had committed impeachable offenses. Go and read the judgment. Because the judgment also affirmed that there was no judgment, there was no government in that state. As far as the Supreme Court was concerned, if any of the three arms of government is not allowed to function, then there is no democracy, there is no governance, there is no government in place. So he knew from the moment he couldn't control the House of Assembly and he didn't have the political skills to take some of those people away from Wike, I knew that his days were numbered. Wike said something that he was not happy that the president came up with state of emergency. Yes. Because the next step would have been to impeach him. Some people will say, no, it's not going to happen. But before our eyes, it will happen and nothing will happen. He's not the first to be impeached as a governor. And he won't be the last. So he knew that he had come to the end of the road. He then decided, okay, let me make peace. And he said it. I like what he said. He said, we have fought. I think in my own assessment and in the assessment of anyone here who is genuine in this struggle, at this point, if you want to be truthful to yourself, the only solution is peace. I did say that there is no price that is too big for peace. And he went on to say Wike deserves to be hot.
Wike, he had said this before. No price is too big to sacrifice for peace. Yes. That was the way he put it. He had said it before.
Let me tell you. No problem. You think a sitting president, the Nigerian president is a powerful one. He does not exercise his power by ordering people who abuse him on Facebook to be beaten up. You can abuse the president, open your mouth and talk anyhow about the president. The real powers of the president, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. The president will broker peace 2 times. You think someone will still go against that? If someone goes against that, you will see the full weight of his powers. He knows what he's talking about. He wants peace now. Let him go and continue. And I'm happy that the House of Reps Speaker said, look, this emergency rule can be terminated even before the expiration of 6 months. They inserted that into their resolution. We expect now that since they've agreed to make peace, that the president will go ahead and let Fubara go back to work. Fubara, as far as I'm concerned, this is remember, he once said, look, before you fight for me, before you say certain things, find out whether I'll be happy.
I remember.
Because some of the people going around, somebody even said, we feel thrown under the bus. What are you talking about? Are you the governor? Were you the one they voted for?
So many comments on
Were you the one they voted for? The person that they voted for, he said, I'm no longer interested in the fight. Okay, go and continue the fight on your own now. Let's see how far you can go.
All right.
How did he throw you under the bus? It was his decision to make. And he took the decision to make peace. Right. There's nothing wrong about that.
Sikia, let me come to you. With how intense that battle was, I'm sure I'm not out of line when I say it was a battle. So with how intense that battle was, would you say this is victory for democracy? I mean, we also heard when the governor said this crisis had delayed infrastructure projects. Would you say this is victory?
It can't be victory for democracy for me.
It can't be victory for democracy?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if we look at the issue of declaration of state of emergency, that is not part of democracy. So I believe that the gladiators would have settled this matter before it got to the point at which the president decided to stay.
Are we sure?
Yes, let me tell you, politics is a fundamental issue. There is nowhere in the world where there is no politics, even in TVC.
Wike, let me remind you, we heard Minister Wike, CKN,
yes.
I do apologize.
Yes.
We heard Minister Wike on several occasions threatening and saying he would never have a reason to have a sit-down with Governor Fubara.
But they've had a sit-down now.
Yeah, because the president was important. I mean,
that is what I'm saying. There is no issue that cannot be resolved.
There's no, he was just saying that because he thought that the president would not.
Yes, exactly. There is no issue that cannot be resolved. But coming to the matter, I will say that the governor
didn't know that emergency rule will come.
Of course,
the president surprised both men, and what the president did was to also show that, look, on this matter, I'm the alpha male. I'm the one who can take the big decision. So they never. He didn't see it coming, just like I didn't see it coming. So the president's intervention has affirmed that, okay, in big matters like this, is the one who can wield the big stick, who can take the big decision. So Wike never thought that emergency rule will happen.
Now back to the issue. What Fubara has done, I would just say, is more like stoop to conquer. For me, we had no choice on the matter. If what we'll be hearing, some of the decisions that have been taken, which has been reported, none of them have come out to tell us what the decision was. What we'll be reading, so we cannot confirm. But if you read today's Vanguard, it is well explicit. Speculation, the other papers. If what we have heard was the decision that read, then the governor, as far as I'm concerned, in the next 2 years will remain a lame duck. That's my personal opinion. Because most of his power has been watered down. That is a fact.
Constitutional powers?
The power, it has constitutional powers, but the ability to be able to use those powers in certain quarters is watered down. But if the whole essence, because the most important thing we are not talking in this issue is the people of Rivers State. We are just talking about Wike, Fubara. But in all this, if the essence of the reconciliation is for the betterment of the life of the people of Rivers, I'm all for it. Because for me, in the past 2 years, governance has been on ground zero in Rivers. A lot of things could have been done. Rivers received one of the highest level of, what do you call it now? From FAC, Rivers State. Rivers State have money. But the problem has remained that we're having a godfather, a godbrother, a godson, and people are feeding from the crisis. There are some people who today still don't want that crisis to end because they are feeding from it. But in all this, I just feel that Governor Fubara is the loser, whether we like it or not.
Of course.
Governor Fubara is the loser in all this because at the end of it all, you've got to realize that he has taken so much and he has to eat the sour part of the food.
Pie.
And that is the issue. But all is not lost. 2 years is still an opportunity for him to be able to prove to the people of Rivers State that he has the capacity to be a leader and he has the capacity to be able to. There have even insinuations that, he will not come back, If he has, in the next 2 years, he will be able to deliver the dividend of democracy for the Rivers people. They are the one that will back him to come back or not.
All right, gentlemen,
and not just any individual.
What lessons are in this for both men? Minister Wike and Governor Fubara. Also for other states struggling with the issue of godfatherism and state internal crisis. We have Benue, we have Obasani and there's Malame Rufai. We have some states like that. What lessons are in for both men and other states like that?
For me, it is a very good one. Because, even to the godfathers now, because when you stand up one day and just pick up a stooge, somebody you think that will be very loyal to you, and so you make him a governor. You cannot determine the mind of a man.
Okay.
Remember what happened in Abia State. Oji Kalu and the gang that succeeded him. In Enugu State, it happened.
Is godfatherism really bad?
Godfatherism is not bad. That godfatherism, another part of it is when our people play godfatherism here, that is the problem. Where you give me, there is a saying in my place, if you give me the goat, release the rope for me now. But you cannot give me a goat. You cannot give me a goat. You still hold on to the. If I
release the rope to you, how do I make others stop?
If I give you a goat,
why you go hold the rope?
I will not hold rope. The problem, let me tell you.
Yes.
Let me tell you. There's nothing wrong in godfatherism. Most of these people can't win elections on their own, so they need godfathers. Most people, when they want to fight this fight, they don't fight it too early. Because when you show your hands too early, they now know that, okay, this is what you are planning. In your own case, you didn't have federal backing. At least Wike had federal backing. But if Wike had not controlled the house, I can tell you there's nothing President Tinubu would have been able to do for him. Because with the house, with Fubara, they can do whatever they like. They will have run Wike out of town. So if you want to fight, I'm not saying don't take on godfathers. After all, Bukola Saraki took on his own father, who was his godfather. It was his father that brought him to office. I'm not saying don't take on godfathers, but you must be sure that you have, yes, you must have accurate timing. If the timing is not right, you will end up like Fubara. Because he knew at this point that there was nowhere else to go. Where else does he go? Right. All of the people say no, he threw us under the bus. Which bus? The man is who feels it, no seat. This is his own battle at the end of the day. He's the face of the battle. He's the one who feels it. At a point, he was even confused. Some of the things that I was saying, you would think he was.